Hello viewers, welcome to Chief Na Azindo TV. The story behind this special occasion, the Damba Festival. A festival designated to celebrate the birth of the most glorified creation of God Almighty. Based on the theological perspective of Islam, a religious and cultural festival that has its historical evidence emerging from the earliest day of the Damba civilization. When the 14th king of Damba, Na Azindo, removed the capital town of the Dumba people from Yendabare, which can be translated as abandoned Yendi, to the present-day traditional capital called Yendi, where he met a group of settlers, and these settlers were Hausa by tribe and were referred as the Larbanga or the Labansi. A term originated from the local Dagbani word called Larbawa, meaning an Arab or someone who is fluent in the Arabic language. And this term was used to describe the Hausa people by the indigenous people present-day Yendi. This Hausa tribe, they were Muslim by religion. The leader of the Hausa tribe was given a sub-chieftaincy title called Kamshina, and he was Kamshina Muhammad Zanjina. Na Azindo made Kamshina Muhammad Zanjina as his spiritual advisor. They had a fruitful relationship that resulted. The relationship between Na Azindo and the Kamshina was very fruitful, to a point that Na Azindo decided to name his two sons after the Kamshina. Na Azindo made the Kamshina as his spiritual advisor. They had a fruitful relationship that resulted in Na Azindo naming his two sons after him, and one of them was the 18th king of Damba, Na Zanjina, the majestical king that has been credited as the light bearer of the fruition of the Islamic religion within the Damba kingdom. The other son was Lagbandan Zanjina. More people that value the theological concept of Islam joined the Kamshina. Some of them were the Kambaransi that formed the house Kambalayile. Clerics from the Wangara tribe joined, and another clan, that was the Mosi clan, led by the Idamwale, a special title given to special individuals till date, also joined the Kamshina, as all of them were Muslims by religion. This made Islamic stronger, but Islam was not stronger among the indigenous people, who were the Dagombes. One of the most valued practices among the Muslims was the celebration of the birth of the beloved Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings be upon him, called Mawlid. This festival was mostly observed in their homes, in communities that had a population of Muslims, as vast majority of the Dagomba people were not yet reverted to Islam. The Muslims were extremely careful in their practice and had no intention to offend the indigenous people with their religious practices, since the majority of the locals were adherent to the African traditional religion. They also had the green light from the great King Na Azindo to go ahead with their practice and celebration of the Mawlid as normal, but it was less popular, and few royalties and local dignitaries were invited to the events. Vast majority of the locals did not involve in the celebration of Mawlid because they were not Muslims and felt they had no roles to perform in those festivals, After the reign of Na Azindo was over, His Majesty Na Ali took over as the overlord of the Damba. The celebration of Mawlid was still not popular at his time. After Na Ali came Na Azindo, who will later embark on a journey never to be returned. His Majesty Na became the overlord. The popularity of the Mawlid was still equal to his predecessors. After him then came Na Zanjina, the bearer of the light of Islam. the first king to make Islam popular among the Damba people, the first king that made a conscientious effort that gets the Dagomba people towards Islamic civilization. He had the first mosque built in Yendi. Islam gained its popularity under his reign. Many people reverted to Islam and thus making the religion popular, with the Maulid gaining its popularity in the process. It became a widely accepted festival by the Dagban people and also was ingrained into the Dagban culture by making it a norm that was valued by the tribe as a whole. It was then a one-time event that was celebrated on the 11th day of the month of the Islamic calendar called Rabiul Awal. However, the Maulid didn't gain the status of a state festival until the reign of His Majesty Na Garba, where many royalties and dignitaries were given important role to play within the festival and were usually invited to participate in the festival. And they were usually encouraged to dance to the sounds of the drums that were beaten during the festival. And the drummers will usually encourage the elders to dance by saying Damba, which translates as "Set yourself in motion, my father." Hence the beautiful name of the Maulid festival was called the Damba festival by the Dagomba people, though others do allude that the name was originated from the Wangara clan, as they had their own dance called the Dumba. The festival was not only renamed Damba by the Dagban people, but the month in which it was celebrated was also called the Damba Gwale, meaning the moon of Damba or the month of Damba. It has also gained the popularity to become the most celebrated festival in the northern parts of the country, not only by the Dagban kingdom, but the Mamprele kingdom, the Wale kingdom, and also the Gonjas all do observe Damba festival. And rooted within it now are the cheaply display of traditional pageantry. It is also marked by feasting and merrymaking. The Idamwale is the one responsible for breaking the news when the Damba moon is sighted to the overlord. He is also responsible for breaking the news to other prominent chiefs within the kingdom before the day can be marked as the first day of Damba. Preparation of the festival kicks off after supper, where the wives of the chiefs will gather together to learn the Damba song, a stage within the festival that is carried out within a 10 days period, from the beginning of the moon sighting until the 10th day of the same month. This stage of the Damba festival is called the Yila Bohambo. Lyrics are formulated to praise their forefathers, their kings, and the exploits in battle by the Dagban people within the stage of the festival, and also serve as a medium to polish their tongues on various songs that were already memorized, and also gives children and newcomers alike the opportunity to learn old Damba songs for the first time. Within the same 10 days period is another event called the Venture Damba, which can be translated as the Rock Damba, and serve as a dance learning event for the people of the Bang to sharpen their dancing skills as they are encouraged to participate and also to wear their old smocks, that's the rocks, in order to rejuvenate their dancing skills. It takes place in the evening until dusk. Another event within the festival is the Shinkafa Gahambo, which translates as rice picking. It is done a day before Somodamba and a day before Na Adamba. It was introduced by the leader of the Mosi tribe, the Idamwale, who introduced a new diet to Na Garba called rice to celebrate the festival. It is for this reason that the Gomba refers to rice as mochi, which can be translated as the Mosi millet. The Gombas unfamiliar with the grain at that time were assisted by the Idamwale and his clerics who helped in refining it for the festival, and it is still done to date as part of the festival, and it is carried out in the morning by either the Idamwale or an Islamic cleric called the Somona. The Quran is also recited by the cleric to bless the food as the woman refines the rice grains. It also involves the traditional beating of the drums. After that, the rice is presented to the queen to prepare it for the Damba. Now to the next stage, which is the Damba. On the very morning of the Damba, a cow is presented to either the summoner or the Idam for Quranic recitation. It's to ensure that the king has long reign and good health, peace and prosperity for his people. And this process is referred as the Damba, which means the morning Damba. The second part or the second phase of the Damba occurs in the evening, which involves dancing to the sounds of the drums and ends when the king graces the dance floor. And no one does grace the dance floor after the king graces the dance floor. His dancing is usually brief and brings the event to a close. The next stage after the Damba is the Na Adamba, which occurs a week after the Damba, and it was introduced by Na to give the local traditional authorities that still values the norms before the advent of Islam a prominent duty and roles in celebrating the Prophet's birthday, as they didn't want the local traditional authorities to feel left out. And the Islamic clerics take extremely less part in that phase of the events. The Adamba is the most revered stage in all of the process of the Damba festivals, as participants from all walks of lives gather to their local town to display or observe their tradition, the most important festival within the northern part of the country. The last stage within the Damba festival is the Bielkulsi and serves as a farewell stage to the Damba festival. In this stage, sub-chiefs and other prominent chiefs ride on their horses to pay homage to the overall, the Bielkulsi, which serves as the last stage of the Damba festival. Is the stage of the festival where sub-chiefs and other prominent chiefs ride on their horses to pay homage to the overall ruler within the part of the band where they lived. Only individuals with special titles and positions within the Damba kingdom are allowed to ride horses in this phase of the festival. And it is for this reason why you see Chief Na Azindo, the rightful spiritual heir to the Azindoo family, a family that utilizes invisible spirits to aid individuals with their problems since time immemorial. And also a family that still values the traditional norms and values of the Damba kingdom before the festival was called Damba. And it is for this reason why he has to grace the occasion to fulfill his right as the heir of the Azindoo family, as a Dagomba man, and also one of the most greatest and powerful spiritual leader in the country. Chief Na Azindo graces the occasion by paying homage to the paramount. Chief Na Azindo graces the occasion by paying homage to his paramount chief. After that, he entertains the streets of the Bang. With his cultural display and his spiritual capabilities. Na Azindo, as a spiritual man, a form of holy water is prepared by Chief Na Azindo and sprinkled on the masses as a blessing from him for the year. Na Azindo do shares a lot of money and a lot of gifts within this phase of the festival, and some of these kind gestures can be witnessed in this video. Well, for those of you unlucky to know who Chief Na Azindo really is, he is the heir of the Azindoo family and has dedicated his life to continue his family heritage, the legacy left by him by his fathers that came before him. By helping people who are in dire need, Chief Na Azindo helps a lot of people who had problems financially, spouses that couldn't have peace to have peace, couples that couldn't have kids to have their cure, individuals that were spiritually sick to have their cure, people with court cases that were scared to lose came out victorious after visiting Chief Na Azindo. the greatest individual that you see on your screen right now. Also, one of the abilities and capabilities of Chief Na Azindo is the special gift that he, and also one of the abilities and capabilities of Chief Na Azindo is the ability to give individuals a special gift called Pocket No Dry. A special gift where you could be receiving a substantial amount of money in your wallet every day. And Chief Na Azindo calls this special gift Pocket No Dry. Chief Na Azindo can help you find job. He can also aid you to be successful in interviews. Chief Na Azindo does not charge a dime, a penny, or a pesewa for the services that he renders to his customers, for the services that he renders to his clients, as he is not a poor man but has many accessories, properties, and wealth. And most of these are gifts that were given to him by individuals that he has helped over the decades that has elapsed. Chief Na Azindo is also the leader of a powerful spiritual clan in Ghana, and all individuals who wants to be part of this spiritual clan are welcome to join. This clan contains prominent people, including some powerful preachers in the country. Individuals who owns business companies can entrust Chief Na Azindo with the spiritual protection of these companies. Na Azindo has received a lot of complaints about people using his identity to dupe people. That is why in every legitimate video of him, he shows people the right channel to pass through if you want to meet him. Na Azindo also cautions you that any name bearing the identity of Na Azindo, apart from the name Chief Na Azindo, is a false name, and such person shouldn't be taken seriously. Na Azindo does not have multiple numbers except what you see on your screens. So any number that calls you, so any phone number that you find elsewhere, which is not the numbers that you see on your screen, does not belong to Na Azindo, and no person should call those numbers for any form of help. Also, his social media handles are Chief Na Azindo, be it Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, or even YouTube. So any other social media handle bearing a different name other than Chief Na Azindo with the identity of Chief Na Azindo does not belong to Chief Na Azindo, and such social media account should not be taken seriously. Do not fall for any fraudulent act or behavior from any fraudsters that would like to use Chief Na Azindo identity to dupe you. Chief Na Azindo also recommend you call him on video call to make sure he's the one you are talking to before initiating any engagement with him. Chief Na Azindo can also help you with money rituals that do not involve any form of sacrifices except that of animals. Do not let your desires, your needs, and what you need in life to stress you. Let Chief Na Azindo helps you with that so that you can go on with your life and enjoy your life as usual. People who do complain that they went to say so and so but couldn't have their needs met should not give up. Surely when you get in touch with Chief Na Azindo, that will be the end of your problems. As Chief always says, when you embark on a journey and have not yet arrived at your destination, don't say you are tired. And also, verify the authenticity of your spiritualist before entrusting him with anything. That is why Chief Azindoo challenges you to verify his authenticity to ensure you and him are on a mutual background before any form of help can be initiated.